Today, we're diving into a really powerful concept from the teachings of Apostle Joshua Selman. It's this idea that there's a specific spiritual power available to us, the very same power that raised Jesus from the dead. And the big idea here is that this isn't just some abstract belief, it's a force that can literally change our real-world circumstances. Okay, let's get into it.
So it all boils down to this one big question, right? Can something you believe, something totally intangible, actually create a real, measurable change in your health, in your finances, in the direction of your life? It's a question that puts faith and reality on a collision course.
So what we're exploring today is this principle called resurrection power. And the teaching is that this isn't just about a historical event we celebrate once a year. No, it's about a living, active force that can quicken, and that just means to bring to life every single area of your life that feels dead, stuck, or hopeless.
To really get a feel for what this power is all about, we've got to look at the kinds of impossible situations it's supposed to handle. We're going to look at 3 powerful personal stories that really set the stage for this entire teaching.
First up, we have Ethene's story, and wow, this one is tough. She gets a devastating medical diagnosis, breast cancer. For so many people, that would feel like a final verdict, a harsh reality you just have to accept, but her testimony says her immediate reaction was to reject it in her spirit. Then we meet Rosemary. She was trapped in this cycle of chronic, debilitating lower back pain. It was so bad, and it went on for so long that even after trying everything, she was starting to think, that this unbearable pain was just going to be her life now. And our third story is about Sister NG. Her problem wasn't physical, but it was just as real. She was stuck in this relentless cycle of poverty. She'd make good money, but then it would just disappear. It was this pattern of lack that literally followed her from Nigeria all the way to the UK, keeping her in constant debt. So you've got cancer, chronic pain, and this crushing poverty. 3 totally different, really tough problems. So what is this spiritual answer that's supposed to solve all of them? Well, that brings us to what resurrection power actually is.
Okay, so what exactly is resurrection power? Well, as Apostle Selman breaks it down, it's this active belief, this conviction that the very same spiritual force that brought Jesus out of the grave is now living inside believers. And it has a job to do, to bring life, to quicken, not just their spirits, but their physical bodies and their life situations.
Now, this idea doesn't just come out of nowhere, it's really anchored in specific scriptures. Romans 8:11 is like the foundation, suggesting the Spirit gives life to our actual physical bodies. Then you have Ephesians 1, which talks about the exceeding greatness of this power that's available to us. It's framed as this massive, untapped resource. And Acts 4 connects the apostles' own influence directly to the resurrection, as if it was the very engine of their power.
All right, so we've seen the before pictures, right? The problems, and we've heard about the spiritual principle. But did it actually work? This is where it gets really compelling. Let's go back to those 3 stories and see the after. Remember Etheline facing that devastating cancer diagnosis, scheduled for surgery? Well, after prayer, she went to get a second opinion, and the new report showed a completely different reality. The verdict was simply, I am cancer-free.
And then there's Rosemary. Her story is all about just sudden, instant change. She'd been living with this awful pain for months. Then during a service, there was a moment of prayer, and she was told to do the very thing she couldn't. She bent over, and in her own words, the pain just disappeared, just like that. And Sister NG's turnaround, just as incredible. After hearing a teaching about this spirit of poverty, she said that for the first time in over a decade, that relentless cycle just broke. Money came in, and for the first time, it actually stayed. She completely stopped borrowing and even started operating with multiple streams of income.
Okay, these stories are absolutely amazing, right? But the teaching here is that this isn't some exclusive club. This power isn't just for a select few. So this last part of our explainer is all about the practical steps that are given for anyone to activate the same power in their own life.
And this really gets to the heart of it. According to Apostle Selman, the goal isn't just to be a spectator, celebrating something that happened 2,000 years ago. The greater task, as he puts it, is to become a validator, to become living proof that the resurrection is a real, active power right now. Your life is meant to be the evidence.
So how do you do that? How do you actually become that living proof? Well, the teaching boils it down to 2 really crucial keys. First, a renewed mind. And this is way more than just positive thinking. It's about intentionally fighting for a mindset of victory, refusing to let your circumstances dictate your inner world. And second, a new lifestyle. This is about your character, living with integrity,
with kindness, with forgiveness, in a way that backs up the faith you claim to have.
So if you put it all together, the activation is an inside-out job. It has to start internally by changing your thoughts, your core beliefs. And then, from that inner shift, it starts to work its way outward, creating real, tangible change in your actions, your character, and how you live your life.
And that's really what this is all about. These testimonies, these principles, they're not just stories to admire. They're presented as a real possibility for you. And it leaves us all with one final, pretty deep question. When you look at your own life, your health, your finances, your dreams, what is it that's waiting to be quickened?